Mr. Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. Today I've got 3 replays to show you in the tier 9 Japanese tech tree tank destroyer, the Hori 1. Now again, I'm just going to briefly go over the statistics of the tank and then we'll get on to the replays and we can just see what this tank can do. So you have quite a nice gun on this tank. You've got a 650 alpha gun with 290 penetration on your standard AP rounds, and then 325 penetration on your premium AP rounds, with a shell velocity of 1150 on the premium and 950 on the standard. So you've got pretty decent shell velocity on those premium rounds for AP, which is quite nice. You then got 7 degrees of gun depression, so you can actually use ridge lines. Obviously you haven't got like 10 degrees, but you can use ridge lines quite effectively, just so you can try and maximise the hull armour of this tank, or because the actual armour around the sort of turret face is actually quite strong, and you can bounce quite a few shots up until the point where you start seeing people firing the premium rounds and the sort of higher alpha heat rounds, and then all of a sudden your armour turns to butter. But that's just, you know, how it is right now. You've got decent DPM. I think my DPM is at about 3,361. And you've got nice concealment as well. I've got it down to about 253 with this setup. You've got a top speed, I think, of about 32 kilometers an hour, which isn't, you know, it does feel a little bit sluggish, but at least you do get to that top speed quite well. But that's pretty much it for the basics of the tank. It's easier just to explain the tank in the video, so let's just get on with it and we can see what this tank can do. Okay, so here we are for the first replay then on Nom Nom Encounter Battle. This time it is tier 10 matchmaking. There's no enemy artillery, which is nice, and 1 enemy light tank. From the start, we're going to try and make our way across to the other side of the map and then just see what gets spotted, and then just work out what we're going to do from there. If you want to see my equipment and crew, you will see that at the bottom of the screen now, and that is the setup I'm running on this tank. Pretty much the same as the other lines, but I swapped out one of the crew equipments for clutch braking, just so it really helps, you know, being a turretless tank destroyer, and that the clutch braking just makes it quite nice just to turn that a little bit quicker to get those shots away. I think initially when I started playing this tank, I actually didn't like it at the start. I was thinking I wasn't too keen. But I've actually kind of changed my opinion. Now I've sort of adjusted my play style to the tank. I've actually started to enjoy it, and it's actually been, you know, been quite a fun grind playing this tank. Obviously these replays, it is fully upgraded. But yeah, like I said, to start off I wasn't so keen on the tank, but you know, recently I have actually sort of changed my opinion. And I think I just needed to adjust how I play, because you can't be ultra aggressive in this tank. You know, you want to sort of be there or thereabouts, but just, you know, just make sure you've got enough support with you. And you do have great concealment, so hopefully you can sort of get those a few shots in, you know, without getting detected. But then you also have the armour that when you do come there, you can bounce quite a few shots. If you're able to use your gun depression to sort of increase, you know, hide your lower plate and sort of increase the angle of your sort of turret face, you can bounce quite a few shots. Like I say, the problem comes when you start fighting those sort of tier 10 or even tier 9 tanks with you know, over 300, you know, when they got, some of them got like 350 pen, and then they'll go straight through you. You know, you've got 300 armour on the turret sort of cheeks, if you like, which is, you know, decent. But like I say, when you fight those tanks and they start pushing A, then it comes a whole different story. But I have had games, in particular this one, where you will see that I can bounce quite a few shots, and it is possible to bounce shots in this tank. So we're having an okay start to this game. You can see we managed to, we're not actually been detected yet, picked up just over 1,000 damage there with our 2 shells. The gun is quite nice like this, you can just rack up damage quite quickly. Obviously with the premium round you've got that 325 AP penetration, so that's enough to pen pretty much most tanks you're going to come across. We're looking to get a shot into this chieftain. Hopefully we can try and track him in place. We do get a shot in and track him in place here. One thing I forgot to mention, this tank does have the secondary weapon as well, just like the tier 8 did, so you can use that to, well, it's got multiple uses. You can use it to kind of just, you know, if there's lightly armoured targets, you can boost your damage while you're reloading, just to get that little extra bit of damage. Use it to sort of get rid of destructible cover, which is always handy, and then you can use it to bait shots. And like, what I mean by that is, like, you can just fire your small gun, and then an enemy tank might think that you've shot, and then you can poke up and hit him with your big main gun. We get a nice shot into the cupola there of the chieftain. Unfortunately, we don't pen it, we just damage his view range. We may get another opportunity, but he is, you see, he's starting to load his premium and he is just going straight through our superstructure there. So we're going to pull back and just be a little bit careful of that fact. And just have to, this is where that 7 degrees gun depression can sort of come in handy, because I'm sort of utilising the ridge somewhat, where you haven't quite got that 10 degrees, but like 7 is still very usable. You can make use of a lot more positions with that 7 degrees. So a pretty close game right there now. It's 11 versus 11. I kind of thought an enemy tank was coming behind me, so I've turned around. Enemy Polish tier 9 medium tank. We managed to put a nice shot in there. And I'm hoping to try and go around and get another shot into him, but I'm also conscious of the fact that he's likely to have tanks covering him. So I've got to be a little bit careful in doing so. And I decided against it and actually going to back up. But I'm looking for a shot at this enemy light tank as well. It's kind of pushed around on the other side. There is also a one shot. If I could take this tank out, it'd be pretty handy. And thankfully we do land that shot, and that's just got rid of the enemy vision. And obviously that tank can be very dangerous late game on a big open map like this. So I'm about on 3,400 damage now with 400 blocked. And again, it's very, very even. 9 versus 9 or 9 versus 8 now. So this game is definitely in the balance. It's only really me and this one heavy tank left on this side. The rest of our team are on the other side. I'm hoping I can I'm planning to try and push forward and get into that just ridge in front of me and try and use my teammates as protection, as a bit of cover. But unfortunately, before I was able to get there, I get detected by this enemy tank destroyer poking up. He is a one shot, and now I'm in a bit of bother though, unfortunately, because I could see there's a lot of tanks which can potentially have shots at me. I'm trying to sort of get safe, but I'm also wanting to just try and take out this enemy tank destroyer. Thankfully we do take out the TD, and now we're in a bit of awkward situation. But this is where the armour can actually work, because we pull into this sort of hold down area and we ended up ricocheting a lot of shots here. They're already bounced 2,000. I can't move anywhere. The second I leave, they're going to have a shot at my lower plate. I'm just hoping for the best, honestly, right now. I'm just trying to lose my spot so I can actually get out of here. But I'm bouncing a lot of shots, and now I'm sort of 3,400 blocked. Got up to about 4,000 blocked. And you see, the armour can work. It's just when you start fighting those heavy heat shells and high alpha, high penetration rounds, that when you start to see the problem, your armour just suddenly becomes butter. But it saved us there. We bounced to make 4,200 damage, got 3 kills, 4,000 damage of our own. And then now I'm trying to get out of this situation I put myself in, because I don't want to take any more chances of being in that area. Thankfully some of our teammates have started to cross it over now, so we're going to get a little bit of support to help us out. And I'm just trying to back up so I can get safe. But now our team has kind of moved on. I know the rest of the damage is kind of above on this hill in front of us. I know there's a few tanks. I'm looking to see if we can get any shots in there. We do manage to pick up a kill, and that AT-60 gets detected. Picking up our 4th kill of the game puts us on about 4,400 damage with 4 kills left, but I am only on 567 hit points left. So I'm a one shot to quite a few of these enemy tank destroyers, so I have got to be careful, and I'm just going to be a little bit more patient and just wait for a few tanks to get detected. Enemy chieftain does get spotted there on a one shot. I would like to take him out, but I'm very acute. I'm aware of the fact that there are TDs covering that enemy chieftain. Unfortunately, our machine gets taken out by one of them, the SU-12254. So I've got to be a little bit careful of that. I need my teammates to come and help us, so I don't want to get detected crossing and then just get taken out. So I am being a little bit patient, but I am going to try and move forward a little bit closer now, see if we can spot that enemy SU. Or if he gets detected by our heavy tank, you can see he's now pushing up behind him, then we want to be ready to put a shot into that tank. But he's not getting detected, and I'm wondering if he's backed off because of that chieftain. So I'm going to see if I can try and move to get a shot into this chieftain, find an angle just to take him out. Because if I take out that tank, then I'll be able to get close enough underneath the ridge. Unfortunately, there is the SU there looking to shoot us, and the chieftain's looking to shoot us. So we're kind of stuck again in the middle, and we just got to wait because we can't really afford to take any more shots here. So we've just got to be careful and just wait for that chieftain to either turn, and then maybe I can poke and get a shot into the side of his turret, or maybe that tank destroyer will get detected and I can take out the tank destroyer, because our teammates are starting to push up and they should start to detect these TDs on the hill, which will give me the freedom if I just wait for a second. So I look to poke up and get a shot into that chieftain, but he just drives forward before we're able to do so. Again, I'm getting targeted here, and that's not from the chieftain, that's something from on the hill. So just waiting for him to get spotted. He does get spotted, he's not looking at us now, so hopefully we can try and finish off and pick up the 5th kill, which we do, put us into 4,600 damage with 3 enemy tanks remaining, one being this enemy chieftain here, left on the one shot. I'm trying to go in to see if we can pick up the top gun, but he gets taken out before we're able to. And now it's just 2 enemy tank destroyers remaining. One, the Waffle E100, which hopefully might have a bit of, maybe he's got a bit HP left. We can try and pen him with the HE rounds, which I forgot to say does have 90 penetration and 840 alpha. So the HE rounds can be quite nice in this. When you nice boost to your damage, if you do find them lightly armoured targets, which you can pen with, you know, the 90 penetration, you can pick up quite a lot of extra damage for those rounds. So it's always worth keeping a couple with you on this tank. Enemy tank destroyers do get detected, but this is where I just wish the tank was a little bit quicker. It's like maybe 40 kilometers an hour. It would feel a bit nicer. It does sometimes struggle to get across the map. I mean, you get to that top speed quite well. So you've got a 32. It's not like really slow, because you've got a 32 kilometers an hour, but you get there quite well. So you do get to that top speed quite frequently. I just feel like a little bit extra top speed would be nice. Now the enemy Waffle E100 gets taken out, so at this point this game is all but won. There's 1 enemy tank destroyer left, and we're just hoping to try and get there before it gets taken out. But looking at the position of our friendly tank destroyers, it seems unlikely that we're going to be able to get there. He's already down to half hit points. I'd like to be able to get there because I was able to get the top gun, but I just don't think that's going to be the case. But we're just going to keep driving anyway, because you never know. But he does take out our friendly Foch, and he gets taken out by a Sturm. And that brings us then to the first replay. So let's just see how we got on there. We managed to pick up 5 kills, just shy of 5,000 damage, about 4,000 blocks, getting the first class medal there, and the steel wall. But that is it for this replay, but let's move on to the second replay of the video. Okay then, so here we are for the second replay on Corellia. There is 1 enemy artillery and 3 enemy light tanks. This time it is top tier matchmaking. Initially we're just going to try and get into a position down this left hand side of the map, where we can try and cover if anyone tries to push to the hill. If anyone wants to try and push there, I want to hopefully be in a position to get 1 or 2 shots in from the start of the game, and then we can just try and work out what we're going to do from there, judging by, you know, how many enemy tanks do get spotted and where they get spotted. Already, I think there's 2 enemy tank destroyers get detected on the other side of the map, and then the enemy light tank gets detected on this side, who has already taken the hill. But our friendly medium is also approaching up there, so maybe he can take out the light tank. That would be quite handy. But like I say, we're just pushing into position here, just to get into a nice early position that we can get some early damage in. Anything crosses like this heavy tank, we should be able to get a shot here, and we do manage to pick up our first pen onto that enemy medium, so you know, putting him onto a potential 1 shot to us. And now we're going to see if we can get any shots into this Emil. Just got to wait for we reloaded, but he does just get back into cover before we're able to do so. I think we might win the hill. Like, it'd be good if we could win the hill fight, because then I can maybe push up a little bit closer if that does happen, to try and get a different angle, because it does look like at this stage that we're potentially losing the other side of the map. So that's something I'm going to have to be aware of. I might have to either go back to turn around or push forward, because if we lose that side we're going to end up getting a little bit pincered. So I do try and move forward now, because that milled heavy tank is not really pushing forward anymore, and I feel like a lot of the tanks at this moment might be on the other side coming towards our base. So I want to try and push a bit more aggressively and get rid of these tanks, so that I can try and go back and defend the base and not get trapped, because we are losing this game. We're down like 3 tanks already, so yeah, we're up against it, but it's still early days. Now we get into a position where we can use our gun depression here to actually use that sort of 7 degrees gun depression to slightly go over the ridge, and then use our armour to block the tank. So like I say, for being it's tier 9, matchmaking, our armour's going to be a lot more effective. The real danger for me in this situation is going to be the enemy artillery, which will probably be a bit of a problem for me. So we're going to try and see if we can squeeze in a shot into that Emil's turret there. But then this enemy heavy tank gets spotted. I'm going to see if we can try and get one into its lower plate. Unfortunately, we don't pen that, so we have to pull back because we do get detected when we fire. But you can see the concealment is good because we're able to fire that shot without being detected. We manage to get unlit basically, so we can fire that shot unlit. And obviously, once we fire our shot, we lose concealment values, and then we will get detected. Hopefully, we can get one in through the drive wheel here, tracking this enemy heavy tank in place. Damages his engine because it is a Soviet heavy, so there's a good chance we'll set him on fire if we manage to do that again. But we'll put this on to about 2,000 damage there, and blocked, I think, about 1,000 as well. And we're starting to win this side. Looking to try and get a shot there into this enemy tank destroyer as a one shot to us. And now we've kind of evened up the game, but as you can see, our whole team is in this one area, and they're probably going to go round towards our base, and we might be in a bit of a worry here. So I'm kind of alert to that. I know I've got to try and probably go back to our base, but I'm hoping I can try and get some shots in and just take out these tanks quickly. I put myself into a position to try and get some damage in. Unfortunately, yeah, I just threw away pretty much all my hit points, and that probably wasn't the best of decisions, because now I'm down to 600 hit points. I was trying to just get this damage in quickly because I feel like the enemy team were going to come behind us, but now we're up against it because the enemy artillery is looking for shots onto us, with the enemy tanks also coming behind us now. So I turned to deal with the tanks coming behind us. I'd say at this point it's still very even, but it just goes wrong very, very quickly, enough for any team to start getting taken out. I'm trying to stay safe from the enemy artillery. I can't really do much more than just wait for these tanks to come around this corner. Enemy T10 is coming around. We get one shot into the T10, put them onto a two shot, putting us onto about 4,000 damage and one kill here. But we've got this enemy light tank, and all our tanks are just suddenly just starting to evaporate here. Hopefully we can get one into the light tank, which we do, puts them onto one shot. But now I'm into a 3 versus a 10 all of a sudden, and it's just, I don't think I'm going to be able to win this. It's just about getting as much out of this game as I possibly can. We bounce one off of the T10, get a nice shot into T10, but it's about 5,000. Hopefully we can finish off the T10 if we get one more shot into this tank. We should be able to finish him off, just trying to bounce the shot because he will beat my reload. We do pick up the kill on the T10, put this into a 3 versus 8, and I've got about 5,500 damage. But all the tanks are just coming in now, and yeah, this is not, I'm thinking I'm probably going to get one more shot of damage right now. We get one into the Leopard, and yeah, this is probably going to be all what they wrote, because there's not much I can really do anymore. And that does unfortunately bring us to the end to the first replay, and it does, sorry, the second replay I should say. We do manage to have a decent game even though we didn't get the win, but let's just skip ahead to the end scoreboard. Okay, so we managed to pick up the high caliber there, and about 6,200 damage and 2 kills, but it just wasn't enough to get the win in the end. But that's it for replay number 2. Let's move on to the final replay. Okay then, so here we are for the final replay then on Westfield. We are top tier again on Team Distraction, so it's quite nice, we don't have to worry about being capped out. But there is 2 enemy fun police, 2 enemy artillery, which is probably going to be a problem for us. But being top tier, I'm having a little look at the tanks, and there's a lot of targets which I'm probably going to do quite well with my armour, and I might be able to bounce a few shots on this one. But obviously the artillery is going to be a problem. We're just going to try and get up to this ridge and just see if we can get into a fight. It looks like quite a few of our tanks are actually going the other way. I think the 75 is going over. I don't know if that's the best place to go in your heavy tanks. But we're just going to try and get up into this brawl and just hope that artillery doesn't focus us, because if they do, it could be very, very awkward for us. So we've got a couple of heavy tanks coming with us. But other than that, I think the majority of our team are on the other side. So I don't know, the enemy team, they've got a lot of tank destroyers like us. So it might be that a lot of the enemy team also go the other side in their tank destroyers. But we're just going to try and poke this ridge, see what gets detected, and then go from there. So a couple of enemy tank destroyers get spotted in the background. We might be able to use this hill to use our gun depression to get shots into those tanks and kind of only expose my stronger part of my armour in order to do so. But enemy Polish heavy tank gets spotted actually coming up there. We eat a shot off the ISU, but we do manage to put one into him and pick up the kill at least, getting our first kill of the game. And I've swapped this small mini map so I can just know if any tanks are going to try and, I know there's small movement because I really want to know if someone's going to try and overpeak and get a shot into me from the left hand side while I'm trying to deal with this 50 TP. I do bounce a shot of the 50 TP and he does get punished for peeking us there, which is good. Now I know that the tank destroyers are sort of supporting us, but the enemy artillery did start to look at us there, and that's not ideal, and I don't feel safe staying where I am right now. So I want to try and help out our friendly heavy tank on this other side and see if we can deal with that heavy tank he's fighting. Just hoping that this 50 TP is not going to overpoke and shoot us as we make this advance until we got out of his gun line. Because we're up against it in this sort of fight here. We do poke round, we do bounce a shot again, and you see the enemy artillery is just looking at us, and we're in an awkward situation. We've got this enemy Sturv here, who we do manage to, on the left hand side, we do manage to put one shot into him and this Sturv K, but now I can't move back because I'll get shot by the 50 TP. I've also got the artillery looking at us. I've just got to hope that this Sturv K keeps peeking because I want to just take him out. If he dies, then that gives me a little bit more angle to sort of play with, and I'm just waiting for him to do that. He does poke again, and we do manage to squeeze in another shot, which was quite big. That's put him on to a potential one shot to us now. He then does pen us in return, and we're down to sort of 1,000 hit points, and things aren't looking that pretty for us right now. I need that Sturv K to die on the left hand side. I really need him to peak again in order to try and take him out. He does peak, he does pen us, but thankfully we managed to go straight through his turret and pick up that kill in the nick of time. Otherwise we was definitely dead. But now we're on about 600 hit points. We should have the one shot here on this enemy earth shake up. We do manage to pick up that kill, picking up our third kill, putting us under 2,500 damage. But I spot this enemy Jag Tiger coming around on the right hand side on full health. So again, I don't want to really stay where I am right now, because if he does come round, I was just going to wait until he poked that hill to get a shot into us. But I want to try and get closer to this hill so he doesn't just be able to come around and take us out. But I've seen another enemy heavy tank here on the left hand side. Again, I'm looking in a situation where I'm going to get trapped if that enemy tank destroyer comes around, and then I've got this heavy tank on my left again. I'm going to be in an awkward situation, so I'm going to push around and try and kill this heavy, and then we can worry about the TD afterwards, because I don't want to be caught in a crossfire, which is it's not going to be good, because enemy artillery is also about as well. The second I get detected, I kind of feel like the artillery probably is going to start looking at our way, but we do have a friendly type coming with us now, and we can maybe kill this 50 TP together. And just deal with him as quickly as we possibly can, because the quicker I get everything dead which could potentially spot me, then obviously the less likely I'm going to die to artillery. So I instantly get detected there, and then straight away the artillery is looking to shoot us, and he does shoot us, putting us on to 200 hit points, and this is not ideal. The 50 TP does die. I'm just trying to move and just get safe from the enemy artillery, or just try and lose my spot. I'm going to keep moving just in case he tries to put another shot into us. But he decides to shoot the type instead. And now I've got a full health Jag Tiger coming in. We put one into his lower plate. I'm trying to get close to sort of hide my lower plate from this enemy tank destroyer. But I'm kind of thinking he's going to finish us off. If he just pens one round, when we are all but dead. And I've got the artillery looking at us as well. So it's not looking ideal. But we have put him onto a one shot. We have managed to bounce some shots here. Can we get this last shot in? He thankfully bounces again, and we pick up the kill for our fourth kill, putting us under 5,000 damage with 2,600 blocked. I then got the artillery looking to shoot us as well. Thankfully he misses us, but then I've got the T30 to deal with. He's on full health. He misses his shot. We get one shot into him, putting him onto a one shot. I may be able to have to finish, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to outlive his artillery if he does hit his shell. We do finish the T30, and then straight away the enemy artillery hits us and takes us out, which is a shame, because having a good game there. I was on 6,000 damage with 5 kills. Probably could have gone on and got like 7k or more if that artillery didn't just finish us off. But it is what it is. we'll go on to the scoreboard, because spoiler alert, we do manage to pick up the win. But let's just get to the end and see how we got on. Okay, so that brings us into the video there. We do manage to have a nice game to end off with 5 kills, 6,000 damage and a high caliber. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy tanking.
Enemy in sight. Hadouken!